And welcome to the Aftermatch show here on safc.com. And Danny Collins, it's going to be quite an enjoyable 20 minutes or so to discuss a game like that, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think coming up towards half-time, we weren't sure. I think obviously Queen's Park Rangers getting themselves in front, and then we were finding it quite difficult to break them down. But yeah, got that vital goal right on half-time, come out setting off, and I think even 5 minutes in, you could see it was going to be a matter of time before we went on to get that second goal. And then once we got that, they obviously had to come out a little bit more, made a few changes, and we got that third, put the game to bed, and it was a comfortable win in the end.
The sending off was obviously key, wasn't it?
Yeah, of course it was. Yeah, albeit they got themselves in front, and Jack Colback just mistimed it. Balls ran away from him on the stretch there, caught Jobe on his ankle. I don't think you can argue it's a red card. I think when Queen's Park Rangers fans see it back, they'll agree. And then I just thought we settled into the game then. Obviously it became a bit of attack v defence. Sometimes you work a lot on these in training where teams have a man down, so you're working, can you break them down? And when you've got the quality we've got in the team going forward, as I said there, it was going to be a matter of time. And you could single out one or two players, but for me, I think the key today was Alex Pritchard coming on early on for Pierre Ekwar, and he's got that little bit of quality. He can pick a pass and control the game really. So
Tony Mowbray will be a pretty happy man, you would have thought then, bearing in mind that they did have to come from behind, and that's never easy away from home, against a team that is managed by Gareth Ainsworth.
Yeah.
That's always going to make it difficult for you and try and be kind of, as niggly as possible as well, which we saw at various points of the game.
Yeah, as well. Yeah, we haven't won away from home so far this season. So you go behind, was it 10, 12 minutes on the clock when they get the goal? They're obviously at home. They're coming off the back of that win against Middlesbrough last time out as well. So you think, here we go again, is it going to be one of those days? But the lads stuck at it. As I say, we had to make that change early on with Pierre picking up his injury. Little change in formation setting off as well. Went to that back 3-3-5-2, fresh legs off the bench, and the lads dug in. And I say they've got a young squad there as well. You've got one or two experienced lads in there, Luke and obviously Alex Pritchard, but we've got a young squad. But they come together, they stuck at it, stuck to their task, and they got the job done.
I was a little bit worried actually that I was going to be seen as a jinx. Frankie not here today, and I took his place. However, now I've got to probably keep my place.
Regular slot.
Yeah, indeed. So a good afternoon's work for Sunderland. I think we can have a look through some of the highlights of the game as well and just talk through them and then enjoy them again. When the game started, Sunderland had plenty of possession and that early chance for Ballard.
Yeah, on the front foot early on. I think you said it there. We sort of controlled the game early on, the first few minutes of the game, and corner early on that side. I think Asmir Begovic there, he's occupied with Mason Burstow and gets under the flight of the cross, and it's just a little bit too far out for Dan Ballard to try and direct it back on goal. Here's that penalty shout. I think I'm keeping an eye on the legs. I can't see too much with the legs really.
Just kind of sandwiched a bit, maybe a clip of the heel there.
Yeah, you're looking through bodies, maybe a clip on the heel. I'm not sure. Again, trying to help the referee out here. He gets one look at it. We've looked at it a few times. I'm uncertain. So, referee waves that one away, and here's the goal now, long throw in. We don't really deal with it. We've got a lot of bodies back there. We win the first one, but it comes into a dangerous area in the middle of the goal. See it now, I think Dan Ballard goes up there with Niall Huggins, it is actually, puts it into that area. We don't jump and compete for that one. And then Dan goes out to try and get the press on, and it's just a little sort of pass into that bottom corner, isn't it, from Paul. As it comes to him there, a little touch out of his feet, drills it through Dan's legs, and no chance for Anthony Patterson. Then Sunderland fans behind that goal thinking, oh no, we're on the road again, is it one of those days? But
it was their first good opportunity of the game,
yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah, they weren't really in the game as such. They had Armstrong up there putting his weight about him, being a bit of a handful. And here's that one there, Dan Neil, lovely ball into Alex Pritchard there. I think he's in two minds, Alex, whether to pull the trigger or to fish it out wide, and the opportunity goes away. And there's that big talking point, isn't it?
Huge turning point in the game.
Yeah, massive, yeah. And I think he's on the strat, and it doesn't look nice wherever angle you look at it from Jack. I'm going to help Jack out here and say I think he's on the stretch and he's trying to play the ball. I don't think he's gone in there to try and hurt Jobe, but he's just fraction. We've slowed it down there split second, and he's just too late getting to the ball. And then it's see Jobe's ankle go over there, and you think thankfully he's all right and he's back on his feet, and he almost gets us back into the game here. Lovely pick out from Alex Pritchard, great header, directs it back the other way. Flag goes up, and we've got the benefit of slowing it down and seeing it paused right at delivery moment from Alex Pritchard. But when you see it, it's a tough one to call. I think we're going to see it on this one now. Yeah, you see there.
And when he actually
Is
plays
he
that
maybe-
ball, you can see even from this angle, I mean,
Yeah.
it looks as though he's onside.
Yeah,
but
difficult one. Maybe fractionally leaning offside. We haven't got VAR, we're not drawing lines, but yeah, it's a close call for the linesman. And there's another one, pretty much carbon copy, isn't it? But he goes with the right boot this time and just misses the ball, Joe. But again, if he gets a good firm side foot on there, I think he's getting us back on level terms. So, said it there, he's got himself a couple of goals already this season, and he could already be up around double figures, Joe. He could have had 2 or 3 in this game. There was a previous game, the one where he got a couple of goals, he could have come off with 4 goals. I think was it the Rotherham game. So yeah, so he's getting into good areas. That's what I like about him. You know, he's got good energy. He's 17-year-old as well, isn't he? At the end of the day, so he's got good composure about him, and he's time and time again he's getting in there. And when we haven't got a recognised striker at times, yes, Mason Burstow's played up there today, but in previous games we've not had an out-and-out number 9, so to call it. But he's getting in the box. You see it every time the ball's going out wide. He's the one that's making runs again there. QPR defend that one quite well. I think it's Kakai just blocks him off. And again, Alex Pritchard, same area. You pretty much got the ball on the same blade of grass, haven't you? 3 times on the run. And again, it's Job getting off the back of his man.
Job knows exactly where Pritchard's going to stick it, doesn't he? And gets there, but just can't quite stretch and reach
I
it.
think it's Morgan Fox on that occasion does well. He sort of knows he's on his shoulder and he just gets his body across him. Job's just trying to hook the ball around him, catches him on the follow through. And there's the goal now, right on half time. We're thinking, is he going to come going in at half time? 1-0 down, but sort of a little bit of patience there, getting a little bit leggy. Smith doesn't do enough on Jack there, just steps inside him. Jack gets the strike away. Half decent strike, I think. Asmir probably would have saved it if there's no deflection on it, but again, it's one of those, you don't buy a ticket, you don't win the raffle, and Jack there chops inside, puts his foot through it. I think there's a little nick on this first one. A couple of players come out to block it, and then Steve Cook, isn't it, unfortunate man, tries to deflect it round the post, but puts it in that corner. Asmir is going the other way.
Massive psychological blow as well, just
yeah,
for
definitely for the boys.
QPR would have, if they'd gone in 1-0 at half time, they've got something to really defend in that second half.
Yeah, they have, and from their point of view, Gareth Ainsworth, he's getting around his lads, isn't he? We're 1-0 up, this is how we're going to go about it, but we're back on level terms. And then you're making changes, Patrick, come on. Yeah, we didn't see Patrick out on that right-hand side. We thought perhaps he'd go out there, maybe bring Abdullah Bar inside, but, Patrick sort of played in that number 8 role, really, and Abdullah was good in that second half, bit more energy about him, linking up play really well. There's Alex Pritchard again, just trying to feed that one through into Mason Burstow. And I think he'll be, a little bit disappointed. He didn't have any clear-cut opportunities, Mason, while he was on the pitch. You see him there trying to get through, trying to give him something to feed off. It's just a fraction ahead of him, and Kakai defends that one well. Asmir's out to smother it. But you can see now we're forcing them back, aren't we? Look at the bodies they've got back there. And there's another one for Mason. It's a shot, isn't it, from Trey as it comes out to him. Jack there, he's got 3 bodies around him, he slices across it. He's just trying to direct it on target. I think the flag went up for that one as well, didn't it? But you can see how deep they're getting now. Look how easy it is for us to get the ball
Felt
off.
like it was only a matter of time.
Yeah, and just drive up the pitch. No one's engaging Dan Neil. Little give and go there, and they're just leggy QPR. They can't get out to it. And lovely ball from Dan. Defender does well on that one. I think it's Morgan Fox gets across again on Job. So you're seeing Job in this game alone. He's had 4 or 5 opportunities. That was not clear cut on, by the way, but he's getting across his man. They're the types of runs what you see from strikers week in, week out. But he's always willing, Job, to get in there, to mess centre backs about and defenders, and trying to get himself a goal. And there's Dan Ballard now. There's the goal. Corner from Alex Pritchard. Look at this one now. Good touch with his studs there into Abdullah Bar. He says, no, leave it for me. Little give and go. He's looking to get himself a goal. It would have been great for him to tuck that one away because he deserved the goal. But there's the man on the spot there, Dan Ballard. And I think it's his first goal for the club, Dan. He's been up there week in, week out trying to get himself on the end of a corner with a header.
Yeah, you'd have expected his first goal to be a header, but
that one there, it's a lovely little finish for him. Asmir's made a good save, hasn't he? He reads Alex Pritchard, but unfortunately they're appealing for offside. But I think you can see Smith there, who's gone back in on the give and go. He's the one playing Dan Ballard on side, and he took it away, gets us in front. And Job again, looking for that far corner. It's Abdullah Bar, isn't it, coming in outside of the post on the far side. So you can see, I think the game's finished 3-1. We could have been up 5, 6, 7 easily, couldn't we? You couldn't have argued it. I don't
Plenty
think.
of chances. I mean, this would have been a great finish from such a tight
been,
angle,
yeah,
actually,
angle,
if
isn't it?
that had gone in.
But yeah, he's worked hard at Abdullah Bar second half as well, and he knows, with Patrick getting back up to speed, his place is going to be under threat. And then Ayushish off the bench as well involved. Here's that goal now, isn't it? Our third one, and Abdullah Bar coming in off the opposite side. That's what you want to see as well when the man on the other side. I said it about Jack in recent weeks as well. Get inside the action, get inside the post, go and get yourself a goal.
That's a difficult finish as well.
Yeah, difficult. Yeah, it's on the rise. You know, how often do you see them skied over the crossbar or a miss hit straight into the keeper's gloves? But good control at it. The pace is sort of on the cross really. It just skips off the surface, and he's just got to control it past Asmir Begovic, and he does that really well. And then that's it. That's game put to bed, isn't it? Sunderland fans there enjoying their day out.
A few with their tops off.
Yeah, a few with the tops off, yeah, even though they're in the shade, most of them there, I think, aren't they? But yeah, they've enjoyed that humid afternoon at Loftus Road, and it's great, yeah, say 5 in the last game against Southampton, and then we followed up with 3 this afternoon down in the capital.
And that was certainly game over, but there were further opportunities.
Yeah, there were, yeah, and they come out and try to have a little go. Is that crunching challenge from Troy Hume, isn't it? Yeah, that's been put in there for him. And again, Trey's had another good outing this afternoon, so a decent afternoon. So, you know, you can single players out. I've gone for maybe Alex Pritchard as man of the match there, coming off the bench and having a big impact on the game. Job always involved, trying to get himself a goal. You know, Jack at times driving us forward.
QPR could have got one back here. That was a good opportunity. That
yeah, it was.
Their best opportunity, wasn't it?
Ball floated in, isn't it? And I think Anthony Patterson comes and then realises he's not getting there and goes back to his line. Thankfully for him, it's straight into his gloves. And then Patrick, yeah, that one at the end, little give and go with Abdul-Jabbar, a little bit showboating, isn't it?
You were just waiting for the net to bulge here, weren't you?
Yeah, chops it back into his path and bang, looking for that far corner just past the post. You see it again from this angle. So yeah, delighted Tony Mowbray and the staff getting back on the coach, or whether they fly back, I'm not too sure, but they'll be delighted. It's Kakai again, what we got right at the end here now. Yeah, it's deep cross, wasn't it? And it drops there for a man, no real pressure on him. I think it's Anthony Patterson gets his glove, gets his backside on it, sits on the ball. That's it. Oh, Hemir as well, yeah, had a couple of opportunities. This one, he's a little bit generous with this one. He can bring it down himself.
He could, yeah, and
finish
smash it in himself.
You know, if you're looking for your first goal there, bring it down yourself and put the ball away. And then this one right at the end, he should have put this one away as well. So I've said 5, 6, 7. It could have been 8 or 9, really.
It could.
So yeah, I think 3-1 has flattered QPR. Listen, they've spent a lot of time in the game there with a man down, haven't they? And when we click into gear, we can put any team to bed and create opportunities.
Yeah, you just wonder if he just headed that down there, that might have been a fourth goal for something. But 3-1, you've got to take that, Danny. What do you think in terms of player of the match today for Sunderland?
Yeah,
who would you go for? Because it's difficult.
Alex Pritchard, I think, yeah, in terms of standouts, he was certainly up there, trying to dictate the game, get on the ball, make us tick. Done that as soon as you come on, really. You see in the first half there, he's put 3 carbon copy balls for Joe, making that run in behind. And he's obviously got on the end of one, which was flagged offside, debatable. The next one he's missed, and the next one was difficult round the back of his man. And in that second half, the second goal, wasn't it? Takes the corner and then takes control of the situation. Little give and go, can't tuck it away himself, but there's Dan Ballard to put it away. So I think he was a massive part of us getting back into the game and getting on top, controlling the game.
There was a little bit of talk about whether Alex Pritchard would stay during the transfer window. He clearly wants to play for Sunderland. He wants to be starting matches, and actually now he has really staked a claim, hasn't he? So
yeah, it's going to be interesting, as you say there. If Pierre Ekwah's injured, who comes into the start 11? You've obviously got Alex who'll want to get in there. She's come off the bench there. I think he'd play a little bit higher. But if you're playing Dan Neil a little bit deeper, you've got Alex Pritchard in around it, and there you've got good technicians at that sort of 10 position. Obviously, you've got Bradley Dack to come back in as well. Competition for places. But yeah, he hasn't, he's done himself no harm there today, Alex. And I've spoken to him a few times after the game. He's come up to do a few runs, and he does look a little bit frustrated. Nothing wrong with that as a player. You train all week. You want to be out there on the pitch. So he has been frustrated. But what he does do when he goes out there, he shows the manager that he wants to be out there playing football. And he's done that again today. Mason
Burstow has started his first game for the club as well. He just wants football, doesn't he? That's why he's come to Sunderland from Chelsea. It was tough for him at times this afternoon, but he kept going, kept looking to try and get on the end of things. And those minutes under his belt, that experience of playing competitive championship football, will have already done him the world of good.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. And as you said there, he didn't have that clear-cut opportunity, did he? I think there was one slid through from Alex Pritchard just ahead of him, and Kakai defends it quite well and gets his body across him. But other than that, not too much to go on. So I've been frustrated with that. I think naturally, well, certainly as a striker, obviously I wasn't, but you want to get that first goal under your belt. Now he's had his first run out there this afternoon. Obviously looking at Hemir as well, a couple of opportunities. He's waiting for his first goal, and they know that Rusin's obviously there to come in as well. So they want to be that one that's getting that shirt at the top end of the pitch. And obviously when you're coming into that team, you look how many opportunities we're creating. We created 10 good opportunities today. Southampton last time out as well. But yeah, getting himself into the team is his first step, and then it's match fitness, as you say, getting used to the lads on the training pitch. I think Tony Mowbray mentioned that he's finding the back of the net regularly in training, which is obviously a good thing. And then it's going out there on a Saturday or a Wednesday night now down at Blackburn. Can he go out there? Can he get himself his first goal?
After matches, we always give you the opportunity to ask Danny, put questions to Danny Collins. And so let's see what we've got here. Well, Tim Dean's first up. Would we have seen this game out last season? Do we have more cutting edge and experience now, Danny?
Would we have seen it out last game? Yeah, so it's difficult. When you're at 2-1, I think he's referring to there, you're always a little bit edgy, a little bit cagey in terms of pressing on. Do we go and get the third goal, or do we sit back and just try and keep the ball? And there was a little period in the game there where we mentioned that on commentary, wasn't there, where we almost looked like we weren't sure whether to go and get the third, or do we just try and keep the Ole football at the back? And obviously, as you said it, I think one straight pass there, or they cut the ball out, could be 2-2. But no, I've always got confidence in the boys. We said it there, the technical players we've got on the team, I'm going to list them all again, but top end of the pitch, we've got a few number 10s in there. You've got obviously Jack, Patrick, Abdullah Bar out there. We've got young strikers coming into the team now. So I'm always going to back us when we bring our A game, and the boys are putting in 8 out of 10 performances in. We're going to cause any problem.
And every player in the team is comfortable on the ball as well.
Yeah.
So that's even the centre halves, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And it was always talked about with Luke O'Nien playing at centre back, and why is he getting a game ahead of Danny Bart there? And obviously, I think Tony Mowbray said there, well, he wants Luke to step in with the ball and players comfortable in the positions. You've got Trey Hume, who's playing right back. When we're in possession, more often than not, he goes in there as a centre midfielder. It's all those rotations, what they work on the training pitch. Obviously, Niall Huggins coming in at left back today. When Dennis is in there, he loves to bomb forward. It's all the rotations and just knowing each other's roles. But trying to have consistency is playing a similar starting 11. Now, in recent weeks, I think we had back-to-backs from the Coventry to Southampton. We had the same 11, but more often than not, we haven't had that. Through injury, we had a lot of injuries last season. We're seeing it already this time. We've had an international break, but Dennis has picked up a knock. Bradley Dack's picked up a knock. So they've come out of the team, so it's opportunities for these other boys coming into that team there now. They've got to know their roles from the training pitch when they're going to get the opportunities to come into the team. And as I said it there, and I've said it a few times today, when you are getting the opportunity, when you're getting the shirt, coming off the bench, whatever it may be, you've got to put in the performance, and you've got to say to Tony Mowbray, I want to be in that starting 11.
Let's see what else you have been asked then this afternoon. This one is from Paul. Thank you very much, Paul, who says, do you see Sunderland competing for 1 or 2 in the standings? You can tell that one's an American question, the way it's phrased. Yep. But yeah, I mean, top 2, automatic promotion. It's very, very early days. Yeah. But, the way that they've played in these last couple of games, the number of goals they've scored, etc., you've got to be ambitious, haven't you?
Of course you have, yeah. Obviously, he's asking that question, I think, 6 games into the season. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But yeah, he's obviously enjoyed the game today. He's watched that. He's seen the result we had last time out against Southampton. We followed it up again today, back-to-back wins. A long way to go in the season. Championship is a tough old league to play in. I've been there, a few times, and to get through that winter period, it seems to be Saturday, Tuesday constantly. Keeping the squad together. You're going to get injuries. We've seen that last season. You're ending up with players having to play out of position. And it's trying to keep that sort of strength in depth, really. We've got the strikers now coming into it. Obviously, you've got Burstow there, you've got Hemir, you've got Rusin to come in there. So you've got sort of 3 strikers, really, when everybody's fit. Pembele to come into that. He's still recovering from an injury, I think, coming into the squad. Ayushishi out there today. So we're getting bodies into the building. Yes, 1 or 2 have gone out as well. But it's keeping the core of the squad fit, knowing their roles. And if you're obviously putting in performances like we have done today, and you're getting that consistent performance level from the team as a collective and individuals, it's going to take you a long way. One more Ask Danny question to bring you then. And I knew someone would ask this, yeah. So Leo wants to know where Frankie is at. I thought he might be jealous of Gareth Ainsworth's hair, and that's why, now that he's had his show, and he didn't want to watch that and think, oh, that could be me still. But he's at a wedding, isn't he, apparently? Apparently so, yeah, he's at a wedding. So, I think he's obviously missed this one out, whether he's there dancing away or DJing, I'm not too sure. He's DJing, he tells me. Right, okay, so we might be back on Wednesday. We'll have to recap him on this hard-earned victory down at Loftus Road, and he'll take the reins from there. But it's been good having you alongside us.
I'm thankful. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. We're willing to step in again if ever required. I think just before we go as well, we can bring you the other scores as well in the Championship today. So Blackburn Rovers, who are Sunderland's opponents on Wednesday evening, have beaten Middlesbrough, who are down there at the bottom, not going well for them, by 2-1. Bristol City 0, West Bromwich Albion 0. Huddersfield have beaten Rotherham by 2-0. Norwich City 1, Stoke City 0. I think you called that the Alex Neil derby.
Alex Neil derby, that one, yeah.
Yeah, so a win for Norwich there at Carrow Road. Preston North End back to the top of the table, beating Plymouth Argyle by 2-1. And Sheffield Wednesday 0. Ipswich Town 1, so Ipswich going well this season as well. And Watford have beaten Birmingham City by 2-0. And then, Cardiff City against Swansea City. Tasty one this evening. Yeah, South Wales derby.
Derby, isn't it?
Yeah. International days, you'll know a few of the lads that have been involved in those kind of games in the past, so that'll be a tasty one down there to enjoy as well.
It will.
The opportunity to watch that on telly. So thank you very much indeed for joining us this afternoon. Don't forget that the Blackburn game is on Wednesday evening, so do join us for that if you possibly can. But it has been another very, very satisfactory afternoon for Sunderland. A 3-1 win at Loftus Road against Queen's Park Rangers, and onwards and upwards for the Black Cats. Bye for now.